Hey everybody, it's one of those kind of days. Welcome to Travels in Azeroth. The classic beta servers are down. It says incompatible. I have no idea what's going on. So, and the Iron Man server has too much lag. So I decided to do Allied Race Green. This is our Zendalari Troll warrior, little orange warrior, down here in Storm Strand. We're going to get some hydro oil and light the lighthouse and get some sunken scrap metal. So welcome aboard. Any new people, welcome. If you haven't seen the Allied Race Green, basically it's the same. It's the Green Challenge. The Iron Man with green armor, but I just one special for Allied races. I like Allied races, so I give them their own little time in the sun, as well as being on the other ones. I mean, there we go. There's a hydro oil and a piece of metal. The metal they'll keep track of for you. Hydro oil they don't. Just check and make sure everything's functioning because I don't trust the day anymore. Yep, let's see. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Get some more scrap metal and head to the surface. That's half my scrap. Now I'm going to concentrate on getting some hydro bladders here. Let's see. Let's see if we got hydro bladder. I only got one of those. Right, I'm going to start concentrating on that. Get some more of those. Oh well. Take me a few minutes to catch on to this setup. I can't pass metal up. I mean, here we go. Okay. That's 3 levers. Need 10, I believe, to melt it down. Yeah, I think we need 10 to melt it down. Yep. Here goes another one. Yes, everyone does have blubber. Kind of makes up for ones that are all RNG when you get a few that are all 100%ers. Okay, so I have 5 blubbers and 7 metal. Oh crap, I didn't want to do that. But I did anyway. No, I've got this together. I don't have to charge them at least. That's one good thing. They both died right in front of a piece of metal, so If I got a green weapon, and I'm allowed to have green weapons, why do you want to take a white one? That's 6 blubbers. Cut a little close there, didn't you? Oh, just barely could see the blue on the breath meter. Yeah, that was cutting a little closer than usual. There's that. Oh, then the 7 pieces of blubber. Got all the pieces of metal I need. Now I just gotta get some wires. One more piece of blubber, then I can go make some oil out of it. If you no professions, I just want to make sure. Okay, there we go. You don't want to change your camera angle when you're diving like that, because you don't want to change your. You don't want to be, you want to be able to float when you get back up. Let's put it that way. I'll take my chances going back to Splinter. I'm gonna try to swim back to these hydras attacking me. I'm sure I opened up the Strand flight path. Yeah, I did. Okay, cool. That's why you always open up every flight path you come across, because you never know when you're going to need it. So as we go merrily by, let's see what's coming up now. Yeah, today's the last day for balloon rides. I really gotta go do one of those. Ends at midnight, so I got time for one or two. I keep forgetting they're up. By the time I remember holidays usually gone. So especially these micro holidays. I mean, this is one of the few that's more than one day. Next one of those coming up is the 27th, the Wood Cup Festival. Not a big one. If you never did before, it's kind of interesting. If you need some Swargo rep, that's the place to get it. And we got a little time walking thing going here. Cataclysm time walking. Starts on a week from Tuesday. Week from Tuesday, yeah. I have one if you need it. Those are disposable. I said those are disposable masks. I can use them once in a while. I told you every time you ask me. You don't need a mask. It's indoors. No. It's awesome. If you need one, I'll give you one, but you don't. No. That's what I said. If you need one, I'll give you one. You're not going to keep it out here. Well, let me get back to my screen. Yeah. And we're back at Stormstrand. Okay, now turn these quests in. Get my armor fixed. There's the pieces of boat. I give up trying to save that one so I don't get in trouble. There's that. Get rid of all this. In case you joined us late, we're doing an LA race green tonight because the beta servers are down. I'm not sure why. And there's too much lag on the Iron Man server. So do a little LA green tonight. Last minute change. Sorry about that. It happens though. You can make a schedule, and then if something happens, you just gotta switch around and make do with it. Now, before we go out there to the lighthouse, we want to go and pick up this other quest. She wants 20 Wrathtail Naga heads. If you've never done this before, you wonder why you want to do that first. If you have, you're like, yeah, you're right, you gotta do that. Crossing this thing, I call it the gauntlet. There's a little sandbar that leads out to the lighthouse. But I call it the gauntlet because it's usually crawling with Naga. So you're going to kill a bunch of Naga anyway. If you take it later, you have to go out there and kill 20. Now you may get four, maybe five. If you get a few of them, It's a good little head start on the quest. You're doing your main going later. 2 ways to get rid of spellcasters when you're a DPS. You can either interrupt them or just kill the guy before a spell goes off. I prefer the second method. It takes less timing. You get a few. Any amount's a good start. I mean, let's face it. Oh, crap. I thought I died there for a minute. Nope. Just a little wound. Unfortunately, I landed on something, so that helped. Landed on these steps, lower steps. You won't kind of hug that wall on these things. It's like the Zeppelin tower, except you can fall off of this. Oh, boy. After all that, I forgot to melt down the blubber into oil. So, actually, it's not that bad. So let's not gotta worry about when you go hunting them. So, let's go back. I just have to come back again, that's all. This is my day for getting ahead of myself. I was kind of hoping to show some of that beta, but if it's not up, it's not up. So they're going to do a special test today, but it should still be up for that. I mean, I couldn't get on there for that special test. I had stuff to do this afternoon, so I never got a chance to do it. But there's really not that whole lot of change in Beta Burn Crusade. Basically, it's going to be just in the Burn Crusade Classic. It's basically quest givers that are in the different place, and some quest lines are in different areas or that sort of thing. I mean, not a whole lot of changes. The Cataclysm hasn't happened yet, so that's what the main problem was. The maps was the Cataclysm changes. There really aren't any. In fact, you're doing the same basic uh, combat systems and stuff that you did in Classic. So another thing I can't do in the beta yet, they're not allowing character creation for first level Jedi and Blood Elves. So I won't be able to show you the original starting area. It's probably not that much different. I don't think it's really any different at all. But there is some changes in the Jedi, like where it ends, for example. But you probably won't be able to do that until you get a level 60 character yourself, and then you'll be able to do it. It launches June 1st, so it's not like a big long wait. I'm still trying to get my hunter up to level 60 so I can go into Burning Crusade and give it a shot. Now I take the oil, toss it in there, and light it up nice. If you hear a whirring in the background, that's we had our grass cut. I forgot he was coming today. Okay, let's turn the lighthouse. Before you go, he wants to pick up some venison steaks. 5 venison steaks to help stock him up till the next guy shows up. So we'll have to do that. We'll also get some. No, that's where we get the rest of your nugget. Nice bow if you're a hunter. Just out of curiosity how it's selling. Not good. Oh well. If you do this a little bit of a time while you're looking for deer, it's not exactly gonna be like you're grinding the naga. It's a little boring just running around looking for naga. And he went down so fast, I didn't even need a key. This is where I would use the guns by warrior, so he didn't risk pulling the wolf along with it. And of course, not all of them have stakes. I need a cloak. You don't have to announce that. It's okay. Okay. Here we go. Let's see if we got anything here. There's one. One venison steak. Need 4 more. And that is the 5. So be careful around here. There is now like camp up this way. The little over there, the archaeology camp. So don't want to get too close to that. It's 9 already. Okay, we're halfway there. Oh, cute. We got ourselves a rare. It was nice to have a rare on something that can actually use the armor that's going to drop. Most of these drop green armor, especially at this level. Yep, there it is. And of course, I can't use it. Just because it's available to you doesn't mean you can use it. This drives me nuts. Seems like everything you drop, you can't use no matter what you're doing. 13 of 20. It needs 7 more. Need 4 more. You don't really need to go looking for. No, there's enough on the land. You don't really have to go to the water after. Let's see what do. I need 1 more. Now that's when you go in the water. So I split the difference there and get through the Naga. Time to turn in the Naga. Then we'll turn in the stakes. It will be on our way. I always take this one quest just to open the flight path. It's the only reason. Gets a little too tricky. For me, anyway. Nope, not doing anything with that because those are dungeon quests, and we can't be doing anything in dungeons. Do mistakes. Get your leggings. Ah, it turned blue on me. That explains why I couldn't find it. And anything blue? That's not you. Health Screens Watch. Yep. Got the Health Screens Watch and check in there. Once I checked in there, then that's it. So I go back to Splinter Tree. We'll do that part. Once we get this turned in, then we're going to turn in Sharp's Talon's Claw and go on to Stone Talon. And that's all she wrote for that. Turn that in, check out the captain, and now we'll head back to Splinter Tree. Well, actually, we're going to head back to Silverwind Refuge. I'll have to go to Splinter Tree to fly there. I forgot we had a thing up we can fly directly. Okay. Over here, it turns out his brother was attacked by storm at the Sharp Tower, and he's glad to see somebody beat him. So he awards you for that. 3 gold, not bad. At level 17, we get ignore pain. Oh, that comes in handy. That does gives you a little shield. And you can take the quest if you want to. I never do anymore. It's just basically killing some furbolgs. Now this one takes the wagon to the fold, and we'll start you off in Stone Town. Before I do that, give myself a little armor check. Yeah, I'll be able to do that again until you get to Somgar's Fortress. Just in case I need it. I always like to have a little extra baggage. I'm gonna go fly up, get myself another big bag so I have some. I've still got like 12 gold I can play with before I hit level 20. Over Mars Watch. I'll go right there and see my boy Godfrey. If you played Classic and this lately, I've been starting to notice something. The retail version of Ogrimmar is a whole lot easier to follow than the original because like everything's all in place. He has like a business district instead of just everybody set up a shop wherever you want to. Yeah. Like I would say, made a city for his people to live in, his people to settle down in. Urash made a city, uh, organized into like this. This is here, this is there. You know, and then find Nog's machine shop is down at the bottom of the track. Originally, it's in a house out by Thrall's palace in the Valley of Honor. So I mean, I looked for that thing for I don't know how many hours I was looking for that. Finally, I broke down with the classic wildhead, and it told me right where it was. I could have looked over that city all day and not found it. I mean, seem to remember them fixing that mistake in the classic with Silver Moon City. I don't think that was nearly as messed up as Ogrimmar. That's supposed to be the ultimate city for the Horde's faction capital. That's the most messed up place. I mean, nothing against Thrall. I mean, he's a shaman, not a planner. He just wanted a place for his people to be safe. So he didn't do any landscape or anything. Just stuck the settlement inside the valley. Garage got to be war chief. He's like, well, heck with this. We're gonna put up actual flight platform with trainers, and we'll organize everything. He just basically redesigned the whole inside of the place, and it works better now. Of course, it turned out that Mr. Panteri, we found out that the Garage was a homicidal lunatic who was obsessed with the old gods. But hey, until he went nuts, he was a really good leader. At least Thrall made good on his promise. He said if You see this in the troll storyline, the starting area. He said that when Garrosh died, he'd be the one that would kill him. Turned out Miss Pandaria it was. So all that took him out. So they have good continuity, somewhat. What they didn't redo, they kept consistent. Okay, yeah, get the Cadres. Cadres not that far. Well, they're still get on anyway. They should put a sign outside it. Country's traveling year, serving the horde since day one. The Cadres, same place, same everything, like a classic. And you also 14 slot backpack. Oh, there it is. Yeah, well, actually, it's too full, so I like to have extra space. So I run straight through without having to stop clean bags out. And back we up. Never seen it wait for somebody before. Yeah! And now back to Silverwing Refuge. Back to the story of the ill-fated Bob. And Off we go. The Fold's like a staging area. Go there for a couple quests and then head on to Crown Guard's Fortress. Okay, everybody out. Okay, we've unloaded, sent Dante and Trek to the fortress. Now Sarboss has the first job for you. Well, those new recruit jobs. Go arm the elf killers, the proximity bombs they have along the way so that the nails won't come charging through the pass. Of course, it doesn't mean there's not going to be nails prowling around here. There are several stealth rogues floating around. We'll be more than happy to kill you if you give a chance. So, I really only usually ignore pain for long fights. Just like I'll use the interrupts, and then I think I get to level where spells will actually hurt you. I start taking big shots on these spells. He's still in West Alexander. He's still in West Alexander. Okay. Yeah, I killed him that one before he could get me. He hit me before he get you. It's you. That's always a good thing. Getting there. Sometimes you're lucky you can see him in stealth, but This is where I just mount up and ride. Usually get somebody attacking you, yeah. You just ride right through it. Doesn't do anything. Well, maybe recruits don't come back from that mission. But you will get the nice little breastplate, so that's cool. Now you gotta locate Buster Fuzz Whistle. He was out scouting that hasn't come back yet. They're kind of worried about him, so we want to see if he's okay. And he found some glasses that the goblins loaned him. Supposedly you can see stealth things. So why don't you try them out and kill 12 Darnassian scouts? These goggles are really like the old battery powered infrared goggles that special forces and stuff use. Basically, basically it doesn't really see through stealth. It sees body heat. You can't stealth that. I mean, you can wrap the light around you and everything, make yourself invisible, but you can't do anything about body heat. And that's what this picks up on. That's why it looks like little glowing balls. That's one. You see the little question mark there where the plastineer is. So you know which way to go, really. Okay. If it's in front of you, it looks like an elf kill it. Basically, that way you don't leave any ads. These ones down here will shoot at you while you're up there with Fuzz Whistle. So you want to make sure you get some of these out of the way. It's more annoying than anything. That's five. If you don't clear out that bottom, it's going to be a problem. And he's dead, of course. You find a note in his hand telling about this Hydra's Davinia has got plans to attack Krongoth Fortress. So you need to get them back as soon as possible. So you gotta go after Davinia. Ignore Pain's gonna come in the next fight, I guarantee you. So any of these guys can come in his ass. So you want to make sure you get rid of them all. Now the big problem with this next fight is not her, it's the dog. Dog isn't even lootable. You notice I put up the ignore pain because that's a good way to survive a 2-on-1. Now I've got to get 4 more scouts on the way out. It's not going to be that difficult. They are literally all over the place. It's another reason you kill everything you see as you walk coming in. Not so much to do on the way out. Okay, one more. And that's all 12. I'll settle on up and ride on out. Once you get to the main road, you're pretty much okay. Trick is knowing where the main road is. The goggles automatically turn off when you come back out of the woods. So many times Lions attack plans, and you get those plans to Krumgar right away. So he's told you to go to take him to Krumgar over the fortress. And first you got to tell Killag how good his goggles worked. Goblins did a good job. Now we get an upgrade to execute at level 18. If you hit someone with execute and hit him too early, 20% of your rage comes back if he lives. So you get a refund if you if you use it early. No reason to use it early, just get the refund though. I mean, 20 rage is basically one attack, so it's not really going to get you that much. But you get something back. That's cool. Give me enough rage to do it again. So, that's because of the variable damage. Sometimes the execute doesn't hit as hard as it should. So if you have too much, you throw it and it has more hit points than the execute's hitting for. Then you get a refund. Always something you can plan on. Yeah. You open the Flight Master and we'll secure a Hearthstone. Make this in your home. When you get a new area, the first thing you want to do is open the Flight Master and change your Hearthstone. Give them the attack plans. He's so happy to your brother's attention, they makes you a sergeant. Now we gotta do something about the Alliance coming down to the valley and trying to set up camp. Kill 20 Alliance soldiers. Burn 8 of their tents. And then the word version of the CIA here that wants to kill Marshal Paltrow. He's the paladin that's running the whole operation. He's not hard to find. I simply welcome you to the Krongar's army and to the promoted ranks. Anytime you get a promotion, you can come back and see if he's got something for you. +2 strength. Oh, that'll work. Well, the way I figure, as long as you're getting a boost to your main stat, you're fine. You can take a little shot in other places. But if you're going to wait for stuff that's all green, you're going to be waiting a long time. So you say, well, if my main stat's better, I can take a little bit of a shot in stamina. You know, that sort of thing. I'm hitting harder. I'm not going to need as much health. So, I always get Peltro first. Get him out of the way. Then you can work your way back towards the fortress. Now you're going to get locked. Well, if you play a caster or a paladin or something with magic, you're going to get whatever you're using locked quite a bit. These guys have excellent timing. I've never been locked so much in my life as in this little part. Take out a little flamethrower, throw a little flame, and that's 2. Oh, somebody's attacking the fold. Good, glad we left. The reason I cringe every time I see it's under attack is like back in the old days, you had PvP, world PvP. You know, if something was attacking your city, you wanted to get out of there as fast as possible, unless you were a PvP. And top level, because all those raid parties you got are all top level characters. Nowadays, top levels moving target depends whether you're talking about classic or Crusade Classic, retail. They're all different top levels. Well, he can ride up real quick, then. Well, he doesn't like you. Being that you're like horde and all. See if I can get somewhere fairly out of the way so I can be out of combat and fill back up. Next thing was on Glory is you get higher up. That little 2% bonus you get for loot starts to get looking a little pretty. Like I have one here for eight extra copper, one for 5 extra copper. If you get up into an expansion, it's going to be even worse. It's going to be a bit bigger. Like you get like an extra 10 gold sometimes or something. That only applies, I think, to quest rewards. Loot. It only applies to loot. That's right. I never tried it yet on Bling. See if you get extra from the Bling. But that's another thing. When you go to basic and even bring state classic, you will not have any Blinktrons. That came in. Once again, I think that came in classic. I was looking things up. There are no specializations in Burning Crusade. That came in. Well, it's gonna be broken record, but classic. You know, classic put a lot of good stuff in here. You'll forget how much good there was in it. When specs came out, nobody liked them. For some reason, they like the talent tree better because you could customize it. You know, every affliction warlock has the same spells, come up in the same order. It's going to be the same thing every time. In classic, you can do what you want. I mean, if you want to put some affliction spells on your beast, on your uh, demonology warlock, go for it. I mean, there was basically no limit to what you could do within the range of stuff they gave you. You still couldn't put like beastmaster skills on your demonology warlock, but I mean, within the confines of the template, you can do pretty much what you want. One more tent. I go ahead and just kill them off. Must be a dwarf or a gnome. Okay, that takes care of the tents. I need 8 more alliance soldiers, so that's cool. Okay, that's need 6 more. Even though Moral Strike doesn't get boosted by Overpower anymore, I still tend to go Overpower first, then Moral Strike. It's just a habit. Not as necessary as it used to be. Overpower damage is still unblockable. He doesn't live here anymore. We don't need any of that, so we'll continue on. Still need 4. Don't want to fight the shredders. We might be all I got. Oh, here we go. You can pretty well clear this place out. He doesn't live here anymore. Yeah. A long time ago when he got married. And he had one and just showed up on my doorstep. He lives in West Alexander. He hasn't been here all day. Yeah, so I don't know where he went. Now we just head on back up to Kromgars and the tournament. Okay, first off, the Spy Mistress. Took care of Paltrow for her. A nice little payoff there. Then we go to Kromgar. Up to 20 troops. Nice little payoff. And we'll get a nice pair of gloves for burning down the tents. Then we get Colossus Smash. This is one you're going to learn to love. Smashes the enemy's armor, dealing 191 damage, and increasing the damage you deal to them by 30% for another 10 seconds. Basically, it's the old broken armor deal. It basically breaks the armor temporarily. He wants to report to the Chief Blast Engineer. Good old bomb guts. And she's having a little problem getting spare parts for the guns. She sent at least 2 patrols down into the mine. They never came back. So he sent Dante and Utvok down to the mine with a couple people. They haven't come back yet. So he wants you to go down and find out what's going on. This is the usual, total of at least 8 to 10 people haven't come back yet. More like 12. I've gone down there and haven't come back. These are trained soldiers now. We're going to send your suicidal butt down there and try to figure out what's going on. I mean, you're only one person. It's not like. I'm going to see if we can get in here without pulling anything. I'll try to cut across it. Nope, can't do it. But I think full more going that way. They're not coming in the mine, so don't worry about it. They stopped the mine entrance. Even the shredders don't want to come to mine. How bad it is. Oh, here they are. Oh, what's up, guys? Seems that the cave is swarming full of killing machines. I want you to go in there among all the elementals all riled up and get 10 spare parts. Igor wants you to send them back 10 frightened peons. And Uvok just wants you to kill the elementals. Yeah, during the cataclysm, elementals of all types got stirred up all over mainland Azeroth. So this is yet another one of those. The elementals got riled up, got to put them down kind of deals. It's a peon. Yeah, these cluster smash should always be your engager. With the exception of if you have that. When you have it up, it's good to use it. If you know a boss is coming up, you want to save it. Make sure it's up for the boss fight. Like if you're in dungeon or raid, you might want to not use it until you get to a boss. You have backup in dungeons and raids. You don't really need to use it as early. Works great on bosses, but it's like the death touch on the monks. I always love saving that for bosses in dungeons. Shadowfang Keep was the first time I ever got to use it like that, though. That was way back early when I was dungeon running. I was still running with Swiss area. I ran some in Warlords. I remember running Warlords. I like some of them. The Everbloom wasn't that bad. Of course, it was an outside dungeon. You could mount up and ride through it. Come as my fourth frightened peon and my first spare part. My one spare part, few LMLs. And Colossus Smash is way too powerful to have it up every fight. That's why in dungeons you got bigger battles with a really long cooldown. Now it's not that one has been a cooldown, but it feels like forever. Compared to that cooldown of everybody else. It is a long one. Nothing lootable, but that's okay. If you have mine, you can mine it. Any earth elementals. If you have the mining skill, you can mine it. Well, two of them, seven of the peons. We're just rolling right along on peons. Peons are the easiest things to get. That's 3 spare parts. That's 4 spare parts. Yeah, I did the. If you haven't played Classic before, did you play retail? I did the Sand Flames quest on Classic last night. Man, you run all over Caliber trying to do that. Now it's not that bad, but I mean, now it's all collected in nozzle pots. But back then there was no nozzle pots, and Adventure Company controlled the whole part. And one more peon, four more elementals, and five spare parts. Close to the end of this. One more peon. That's all the peons you got. Don't go down that way. That's the Alliance side down the end. Wait, nothing down there for you. 6 of 10 on the spare parts. That's a dagger, I believe. Yeah, you don't need daggers. I get the serum. The treasure serum. I really feel like daggers. We don't need this thing of daggers. Okay, there we go. Okay. The only thing I need now is 3 spare parts. I thought I was going to gain more elementals. You gotta go buy them. You might as well go through them. Oh, wait, you're gonna get past them. You fall down there, it's a heck of a heck of a way back up. So I mean, you'll probably die if you fall down there because, as I said, it's all full of alliance. And 10 of 10. Can't mount up in here, unfortunately. It's considered indoors, so you can't. You're not gonna outrun this guy, so you might as well just go ahead and slap him up with that Colossus Smash and take him down. That one is lootable. Of course, where do you get elemental earth? From Earth elemental. that's, that's the elemental water comes off water elementals. That's elemental air, that sort of thing. But elemental anything, find an elemental of that type and go for it. For all you alchemists out there, they're looking for that stuff. Okay. Woodbox, happy to pay you off to get rid of the elementals. Dondre gets his box of spare parts. And Igor gets his peons back. And he gives you a box of spare parts to take up to the Blastoneer to fix the guns with. So off we go with the crate. Yeah, you got to create in your. You still get you're creating the your bags in this one. It's a really recent thing they instituted to put the quest items in a separate bag, a little special quest bag you don't get to see. But as they couldn't retrofit out the older stuff, so some of these things you will be still getting quest items in your bags. So make sure you got some bag space, especially in these lower level stuff. Okay, go to the parts. This gives you a new pair of leggings that you can't use because they're blue. They're new and they're blue. No, you can't use them. Now it's time to shoot down the flying machines. 15 flying machines, 25 wing commanders. Okay, let's find my attack button there. You want to put the second shot pretty much where I put the first one. If you get more of those like that. Put in the same place, you'll get the wing commander almost every time. The hardest part is aiming these stupid guns. Sometimes I hit things by accident. Yeah, okay, less points for the big ones, so big ones are easier to hit. Problem is you gotta aim under the plane. That's one little tricks to it. You gotta aim under the plane when that thing balloons out. Knock them down there if you don't get them troops well. We got a few more commanders to go. And that's everything. Okay, he makes you a legionnaire because you're shooting so good. He was watching. Now, eyes and ears, Malacca Jin. Time to head down to Malacca, but before I do, I hit level 20, so let's go get some German riding. You're definitely going to need to ride pretty fast going down the Malacca Jin. You can get that from anywhere. And Thunderbluff's a little closer. So we'll go there and get it. Doesn't matter for this one. There's no quest for it. The first one you get your apprentice riding, there's a quest you have to turn in. You always want to do that to get the experience points. After that, there's no quest. So you can pretty much get it anywhere. Like when I go for flying, there's only two places you can get flying in retail. Uh, Ogrimmar and Stormwind. Both of them, they're on the flight deck near the flight master. So you really can't miss them. That's why I'm not going back to Sinjin Village. If we were down that area, maybe I'd go. But sure, I could land in Ogre and go to Sinjin Village anyway. But it'd probably be just as quick either way. Go look up the guy in Valley of Honor. I always like to when Classic first started, especially there's you guys who never played Classic before were like, I have to go to Thunderbluff, but there's no flight master there. How do I get the Thunderbluff to open up flight master? You can't go through the gate. There's no gate. In Classic, there's no gate. Oh, but I thought I went to Ogre. Oh well, I should have gone straight to Bloodhouse Village. Oh well, I'll just take a quick flight from here. Be down in Bloodhouse Village. And if I actually had been to Bloodhouse Village, that explains it. So I gotta run down, take the lift down, ride down to Bloodhouse Village, and then fly straight back to Cromwell's, and we'll be heading off to Malunka Gin. I'm pretty sure the beta isn't closed though, for what you're saying. They usually close it fairly close to launch date, like about 3 days to a week later before. So just have another week plus before the launch date. So I can see them closing it like late next week, just to get ready for launch. I mean, it's just a big deal about announcing the launch date is June 1st. I don't think they're going to change the launch date at this point. It seems to me like it's pretty much ready to go now. I'm trying to figure out. I was trying to figure out what I couldn't write and get the browser up at the same time, so I couldn't look into it and see what's actually going on. I'll take it out tonight. It might take a little digging. Okay, now we got the German writing. 10 more levels, we get to get flying. And then we'll go to an expansion and have some real jollies. But we're not going to do Hellfire Peninsula again. I found out the hard way. There's Kromgar. That little silver dot you saw, that's Block of Gin. That's where we're going to be heading. And they give you a level when they create these guys. I tried going back to get change it or make an offering to it. You can't. I mean, so you just stay with Paku or whichever one they give you. Most of the time it's Paku. And when you get up to level 100, so you get up to where you can go to BFA. If you want to go BFA to change it, that's fine. Personally, I really don't. That's just a color thing for me. I don't even remember what Paku does. Well, in the city, he operates a series of totems that gets you around faster once you know where you're going. And it's tough to figure that thing out. Your abilities have a chance to grant you 4% critical strike for 12 seconds. Now that's more something. I don't see why we need to change it. I mean, you get extra critical strike for 12 seconds. Sure, why not? As long as it procs, it seems to be proccing pretty good. That's probably why he's blowing through these places. There's Milwaukee Gent. That's where we're heading to. Problem is the wild ride down there the first time. It gets a little much. I'll settle up and right on out. You can tell the difference. It's 100% bonus means twice as fast as you were going. So it's upper two tiers after expert. Those are just if you got some extra gold laying around, you want to kind of deals. Master riding does take some getting used to. I mean that's like flying a jet. Get to it from Ogumara Thunder Bluff in a couple minutes. I actually overfly things when I use Master riding. Unless you're looking straight at the ground, you have problems. Or flying low enough to see landmarks, because so you can overshoot. Well, here, if you're flying to Thunder Bluff and you wind up going over Deathless, you're probably going too far. If you overshoot, you can wind up in the Faralos. That's but if you're going to go the Hippogriff hatching next year, you want to go to Bloodhouse Village and then fly over the mountain from there. That's about the quickest way to get to the area. I mean, kind of got around Sparky. There's this thunder lizard that guards the one entrance. I call him Sparky. Every time you go through, he shoots you the laser blast, the little lightning blast. So start calling him Sparky. Here we go. Let's talk to Runs Malaka Jin. He's going to do the voodoo to try to win the battle here. But he needs a few things. He needs a Stormer Heart, and he's going to need 6 Stone Talon Ram Horns. There's another quest you want to take when you go out there. The cook wants something a little different, so she wants you to pick up 8 calendar eagle eggs. Of course, they're right on the same area you're going to be going to, so. There's no inn here to. Oops. Before you go on, I'm going to make sure that I forgot to do the Flight Master. You want to make sure you open this one. This is very important later. There's no place to hook on the Hearthstone. So what you have to do is you have to take your Hearthstone you set from for Cromgar Fortress, Hearth back to Comgar, and then fly back. So if you don't no. So you want to go back to Comgar and fly back, so you need the Flight Master open here. No, nothing tomorrow. There's nothing to do tomorrow. You can do whatever you want. Well, that's too bad. I'm not coming out there. Well, I can't come out for a few minutes yet. Okay, now let's. This what we're doing here is going to be probably the last quest we'll do tonight. So what we do next time depends on the servers. The servers for the beta are up. I'll do that. If not, we'll be right back here with the Allied Green Race. Next set of troops riding off from Malaka Jin. There he is. Boy, Sparky. There's nothing tomorrow. I don't care. There's nothing tomorrow. No. Okay, we got a storm, right? No. Give me a few minutes, I can come out. I can't do it right now. Okay, that's a ram horn. Okay, that's two. Good thing there's nobody else here, so I don't have to worry about getting beat to the eggs. It's three horns, two eggs. Okay, that's four horns. See, I'm running out of eggs here. I got three more eggs to get so I can get on the way to the next part. There he is. And that's why I call him Sparky. We'll turn these in and that'll be it. Like I said, it depends on what the base servers do. Base servers are up, we're going to do that. If the base servers are still all wacky, then we'll come back here to this. So give him Stormheart, give him the ram horns. And next thing you're going to get is resonite crystals. You got to put a crystal on the rod. These crystals only come from one place. This little mine in the Boulder Slide Ravine. While you're up there, subject your Devo wants you to use his whip to subdue 6 kobolds and bring them back. He's got an idea. and we'll see how they did come into play next week or whenever. So I say tomorrow, if the beta servers are up, we'll do the beta. If it's not, then we'll do the Allied race screen. So I'm hoping the beta comes up though. 'Cause I wanted to show you that.